In today's lesson, we are looking at degrees and radians. So starting out, just some basics. If we have an angle measure, so if you're thinking like on a coordinate plane, and then we have an angle that's like this. So just some vocabulary. This is the angle here. So this is the initial side. And then this is the terminal side. And then if you have an angle measure that is its opening counterclockwise, that would be a positive angle. And then if you have an angle that's opening clockwise, that is a negative angle. Now for radians, I want you to think of a circle with radius 1. And then I want you to think of the circumference of that circle. Circumference is diameter times pi. So in this case, the circumference, the diameter is 2, so that's 2 pi. So all the way around the circle, all the way around would represent 2 pi. So now I want you to think of what if we are looking at only going 90 degrees. So 90 degrees around, so where the radius is 1, how much of the circumference is covered? Well, 90 degrees out of, circles have 360 degrees, and then that times all the way around is 2 pi. So this is essentially a quarter of the way around 2 pi, which is pi over 2. So what we're doing is going to be converting these angle measures into radians, which has to do with part of the circumference around a circle. So the quick formulas are, if you have a degree, to change it to a radian, you multiply by pi over 180. But if you start with a radian and want to convert it back to a degree, you will take the radian and multiply it by 180 over pi. So some real quick examples: 120 degrees, 120 times pi over 180, or 120 pi over 180, and then you can simplify and then divide both of those by 6, so you'll have 2 pi over 3. So that means on a circle, 120 degrees is equivalent to 2 pi over 3 radians. And let's do one more, negative 45 degrees. So negative 45 pi over 180. So 45 is going to go into 180 4 times, so that's negative pi over 4. So these are equivalent measurements. And then to go the other way, so if let's say we have 5 pi over 6 radians, to change it back to degrees, times 180 over pi. So the pi's will always cancel. And then if you look here, we could simplify that down to 30, and 5 times 30 is 150 degrees. Okay, so let's do one more, negative 3 pi over 2. So once again, multiply by 180 over pi. The pi's will cancel. Cross simplify 180 divided by 2 is 90. So negative 3 times 90 is negative 270. Okay, and the last part of this lesson is just the vocab of a coterminal angle. And it's pretty easy. So if, let's say I have this angle right here. So coterminal, so here's the terminal side. I could either have the positive angle there or the negative angle here, and both of them, they would share, it's like the same location, they share that terminal side. And then the other option would be, let's see, I could have this angle, and so here I've got from here to here, and the other one could still be positive, but it might go all the way around and then back. So it's like a whole 360 degrees added to it. So coterminal angles, all it really is if you take an angle measure, you're going to add or subtract 360. It could be n times. And then an angle measure, you could also, if we're in radians, 2 pi. And they would share that terminal side of an angle. So real easy, if you have 45 degrees, can you write other angles that would be coterminal? So simply 45 plus 360 would be 405 degrees. Could also do 45 minus 360, which is negative 315 degrees. So all of those angles would be on the same location. And you can do the same thing if you are in radians. So negative pi over 3, you could do negative pi over 3, we could do plus 2 pi, and we can do negative pi over 3 minus 2 pi. Then it's just, we could write it as, let's get common denominators. So this would be 5 pi over 3 and this would be negative 7 pi over 3. So these three angles would all be at the same location. So there is your lesson on degrees and radians. Good luck.